welcome to another segment of Hot Words Lyrical Theater. I'm your host, Danny J, and we are here in the city of Compton. Of course, we're at the Hub Radio. Shout out to the Hub Radio. Also, this episode is sponsored by Vegan-ish Eats, and you can find them on all platforms of social media at Vegan-ish Eats. And when we see, when I say veganish, I don't mean like, oh, like I'm gonna just go get some plants and stuff. You can actually get some meat because I had some bomb macaroni and cheese. Just saying, I did. And of course, I'm here with my illustrious co-host.
Illustrious. I like that. I like that.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
So my name is Broderick Talley. Broderick the Writer on Instagram. It's good to be here again.
Of course.
It's so good to be with you again. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I know it's been busy this last month and everything. So
it has, but you know what? I'm glad it's been busy because we have so many, so many fresh faces. I can say that. Many fresh faces coming up for you in this show. We have so many different videos. I can't wait.
Yes.
As we call them, they're hot words.
Yes.
How we do.
Yes, there was reviewing those videos, and I was quite impressed with what I saw and heard from these very awesome, talented young people. So I'm really looking forward to y'all hearing these things as well.
We're also looking forward to actually one of our feature hosts, Frankie B, coming on.
Yes.
And I'm waiting for that interview.
Yes, me
he
too.
Does so much. I can't believe starting entrepreneurship and working with A&R. I'm not gonna take your segment like that.
No, I'm excited too because you don't get to hear from people that are CEOs and entrepreneurs already doing well in their field, and not only that because it's something that they're passionate about. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do that shout out to our other host and co-hosts, that cannot make it today.
Yes.
We miss you guys, but we
Yes.
do understand what's going on. KB girl, we here for you. We got you. We love you.
Yes.
We're here in love and support of you. So
we are praying for
that.
you. Yes.
Yeah, definitely doing that. Love you, girl. Stay strong. I will definitely be seeing you later. You gotta do that.
Of course, you better see her later. It's the time when she needs us to be seeing people. So
right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just want to do a quick shout out just to my own personal, my personal. I don't know exactly what you call them, but I guess I say a personal sponsor. For studio gear. I'm actually rocking a hat right now, as y'all can see.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like Studio Gear, they're actually partnering down for anybody that want to wind down at Peaches and Cream, hosted by the Mila Group. They're actually doing a giveaway today.
Really?
So, you gotta follow them on social media.
Where do you find them at then?
You can find them at Studio Gear Official on Instagram. So all social media platform you can. They're actually, like I said, doing a giveaway. They're gonna pick 2 people in line to give bottle service. So they'll be hanging out with your girl tonight.
Yeah.
So for those 2 lucky winners, you have to follow them on Instagram, and you have to tag when you in line. Say Studio Official. You just take a little screenshot like I'm in line. Like, hey, we here. And that's how you enter into the contest to win.
Nice. So where is this? Where's it going down at?
At the Globe Theater.
The Globe Theater.
Yeah, the Globe Theater. And that is downtown LA, but I'm old school, so look it up. Don't ask me for the address.
The Globe Theater.
The Globe Theater, yes. All you gotta do is type on Google. You can do that if you want to wind down, you want to chill. Have fun, and it's guaranteed bottle service. Who doesn't want to go to the club and not pay?
Absolutely.
Precisely.
Especially with these overpriced parties that be going on now.
Right, man. They be tripping.
Yeah.
That's why I like Hot Words Lyrical Theater, okay? It's free, okay? I'm here. It's free. Trust me.
Yes.
But shout out to actually the segment that's coming on later for the, what was that? The open mic. Well, kind of, because we're an international show, so we have different people calling in, or you can call in later, and that number is 909-638-1316. Again, later in the show, if you want to drop your hot drop, that's what we call it here at the radio. It is 909-638-1316. Make sure you show us how you create, because that's our thing. How do you create?
And go ahead and call in, because we always looking forward to hearing how people create. what's on your mind, what side you're going to tell things from, different problems, your story. We want to hear about all of that, because that's the kind of things that kind of motivate us to keep doing what we're doing. So.
You know, and while I have y'all ears too, you know, shout out to Poetry Month, which is next month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our next show is April 6th.
Yeah. So are you gonna be dropping some more poetry next month?
I'm dropping some more today. I'm dropping some more then.
Dropping some today. Good.
Oh, you know, I'm a freestyle poet. I got to.
Yes.
I have to. But you know, actually, our listeners can come in too, and they can, if they want their video played, they can do the Hot Words Hot Drop. That's what we call it here at Hot Words Lyrical Theater. You were supposed to join in with me on that. Come on, man. You got to get it together.
I was focused on the fact that this is an international show. So if y'all are looking for some international coverage, this is for you. Next month is for you. So please
do that. And don't be giving me the excuse, oh, well, we can't call because it's a different time zone. Honey Boo Child, let me tell you, you can go on hotwordsonthemic@gmail.com and send us your video, and that way we can play it. Because, again, this is an international show, as Roderick said.
Yes, this is international. Enter. Keyword, enter.
National.
Yes.
Transcending all communities, okay? Yes. Hashtag to and shout out that I am not a color, because we transcend all communities. Yes. Just saying.
Yes.
Now, okay, let me calm down though. I don't know. I'm just excited. I feel like this is a good show. You know, some good energy, good vibes. Yeah. It went real smooth. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it.
This is how it's supposed to be. Poetry's supposed to be smooth. Just go with the flow like water. You know.
Like water.
Like air.
In the streams.
No stress, no drama, just poetry. Release your stress.
Right. And oh my gosh, like honestly, there's so much going on this month and next month, you know, with it being the Poetry Month. Like I'm like, you got a whole month dedicated to poetry, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And of course,
and it's my birthday month for a couple of us, so you know it's going to be already
surrounded by
a great month. Yes. Birthday month for Kim, who couldn't be here, and myself. So we are looking forward to it.
Shout out to all the April birthday month. And you know, as we start March, you know, shout out to y'all too. I don't know none of y'all, but y'all out there. So
they're definitely out there. They're definitely out there.
Right? Oh, yo, and did you know that March 30th was the Compton Art Walk?
Yes, I did.
Why are you vending?
Unfortunately, I will not be vending.
No.
Not at that event. But I know one person who will be, our wonderful executive producer.
What?
Lisa.
The drawings?
Yes. Oh, she will be.
Oh, yes.
She will be showing off her gift. And I feel like it needs to be shown off because she has a real gift in drawing. So
you know what, I feel that, but we're gonna go to this quick commercial and we're gonna come back and talk about that because you know she just be doodling and stuff like that during shows, and I'll be like, yo, where can I get this?
Not too many people can do that,
right? So, Miss Artistic Diva, we see you. I'm just saying. What? Y'all be laughing, but I'll be serious.
No,
I just want to know where can I get it at Artistic Diva? I mean, I know where I can get it, but you know, I'm trying to get it where she got it.
Man, because she sure has it. But on that day, I will actually be vending at another event. So, but we'll talk about that later on after this break.
All right, cool.
You better go in.
The Hub Radio. Yo, what's up? It's your girl KB, straight out of Inglewood. First time on Hood Jeopardy, about to smash these dudes. They not ready. Been talking trash since I got here. Going for the dub right now.
It's your boy Skrillafonia, straight out of Compton, California. About to get on this Hood Jeopardy, Hub Radio. You know what I'm saying? Get these big W's. I don't know what the other two came to do, but I came to win. They came to lose. Don't snooze. You hear it?
What it do? You already know what it is. It's your boy Juiced Up On. I came to smash these two contestants. I mean, Drake, for real. Really gotta play this shit. You already know who gon' win, man. I came here for the W, baby, like J-Rock. Let's get it. Win.
This is Clipper Darrell, and you listening to Hub Radio.
The Hub Radio.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Love is a weapon, love is a cure. It's an addiction that most can't ignore. We crave it, we need it, we feel it, no meaning. When I leave them, no feelings.
Hub City Dre, man, the Hub Radio. We are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie a tie properly. Just kind of giving back to the city, man. Just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All righty. What we have here simply is we're going to teach the young men how to tie ties. Okay. We're going to jump in. 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay. So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay. Some young men may not have even had a father in their life. So this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there, holding it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here, man. They'll have a good time, man. They're holding it down for the men in the city. How did you know that it was a need for these guys to learn how to tie ties?
Because, you know what, we knew a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties, and then we're in the hip-hop generation now, so everybody kind of wear tennis shoes and t-shirts, and so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie, so when you have your wedding, or you're going somewhere nice, you'll know how to knot up.
The Hub Radio.
The mayor's got behind you.
Yeah.
The whole city is jumping behind you, man. Like the support is there. Do you feel any pressure?
Well, of course you're gonna feel pressure, but pressure is a privilege. Because I mean, you could do because like pressure is a privilege. So like, just imagine.
They often see what. They often see what we can't see. Wearing a smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now rocking with DOG, Prince of the Ghetto, Inglewood, Queen Street, Leimert Park, to be specific. Alright. If you see my head down, then I was reading a book. If you see the feds round, I suggest you flee from them crooks. Every time I Release in the basket, believe it's a swish. Splash, young Nash, Steve with the wrist. Hard like the concrete where the cement is split. Let this blossom out the speakers, I spit. Black rose petals, back on devils, I get godly. Zoning on cigar leaves cause me to start coughing. Sipping on tea, let me clear my throat. Get in my zone.
They often see what we can't see. Wearing a smile, you never have the time to frown. Wearing a smile.
Let me clear my throat. It's still some hope. Keep the fire burning like no heat when it's cold. Gotta keep the stove lit before the children froze. Dead homie spirits rose, waking from the liquor pole in their memory. Now they dwell amongst the living souls. Villains disheveled, chaos amongst descendants of pharaohs. Birds caged, twisting infinite relos. Nerves raised just as swift as a sparrow. Empty the barrel, reload another clip in the metal. No bike but got prescriptions to pedal. The earth is one body, and the kids in the ghetto are the upset stomach. When will it settle?
They often see what we can't see. Wearing a smile, you never have the time to frown. Wearing a smile.
I forward this message to those who accept it. Can you go harder? Rhetorical question. Hell is hot, you'll get scorched, ignoring your blessings. Soul is a vessel, eyes are deceiving. Use my third to decipher the meaning. Before he was gone, I wondered did Marvin ever find out what's going on. Living in this battle with a pigment in the chromosome. Fight ignorance in the streets, just to come back fight my girl at home. My destiny is a prison cell, this constitution is treacherous. Put a bond on my freedom, pollute my image through messages. Via radio and television, each rhyme I dispel the vision of this devilish system. I'm in it, I'm out it, I'm like the burger spot. Yeah, I murder spots like the ink man. Yeah, I do this off with no ink pen. I'm off the brain think pad, I jump like the jump man. I'm Kobe when I'm tired, I'm not running on no bad tire. I'm popping like Achilles, I'm like a Greek goddess. When I spot this rhyme, I got it like Waldo. I see him in the...
see what we can't see. Wearing a smile, you never have the time to frown. Wearing a smile.
Alright, y'all just been listening to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. Prince of the Ghetto. Once again, that was Smile by Prince of the Ghetto.
That was smooth.
It was.
I like that.
You gave a little nice feeling.
It was, yeah, it had that smooth vibe to it, to where it helps you relax and get along to what he's talking about. That is, shout out to Prince of the Ghetto, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, we have had Prince of the Ghetto on the show before. You know, shout out to him, and we do appreciate, you know, all of his bodies of works. They're very conscious, I should say.
Yes, I had the pleasure of actually seeing him in an open mic recently. So that was very very powerful. I was very glad that I attended that. I didn't know he was going to be there originally.
I said that was like a treat.
But, yeah, so it was definitely a treat for me because he spoke some really meaningful words at that event as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him in person again.
I feel like, you know, hopefully we'll have him in studio one day since he is a local poet from Inglewood.
Yeah, straight from
Inglewood.
Inglewood.
I mean, if you listening, Prince of the Ghetto, like, you know, you're going to come into the studio or what? Drop some knowledge on us on the real.
Right down to 405. You know that, man.
Did you say down to 405?
405. 91, I'm sorry. 91. 405.
Get it together.
It's one of those freeways. So many freeways here.
You know, it's just as long as it's right. As long as it's a freeway with traffic, we know. Hey, I mean, shout out to Cali though. I love Cali. We just got a lot of traffic.
We do. I think that's why everybody loves it though. I mean, it's just so attractive here, so that's why we got so much traffic.
Right. So, I know you had something to say about was another video that played.
Well, Prince of the Ghetto, what he's talking about is, I wanted to reiterate something that, you know, he's mentioning in there. He's talking about being a better example, better role model for our kids, our next generation, instead of pointing fingers at people and things like that as to why the world is going a certain way it is. But in order for it to change, it starts with ourselves, changing ourselves, and then we're leading a better example. He's in there teaching about how we're better than some of the meaningless stuff that you see on radios or hear on radios, and it's a lot more to life than just going to strip clubs or whatever and being provocative and posting provocative images. So
so it's more to life than vacation behavior.
Absolutely, and when we promote the fact that this is an environment here on this show where we promote that, hey, we want to use your gifts to actually be uplifting and help people. Right. So.
Well, shoot, let me get my disclaimer in. Excuse me. Peaches and cream tonight is not about being ratchet, huh? It's actually a feel good 90s vibe though that you used to get when you go out. Have fun.
Nothing wrong with having fun though. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just saying, I ain't trying to hit it with the ratchetivity.
No. I have my fun too. Don't get me wrong. It's just that you don't want to always be what we see a lot of is a lot of promotion of exploitation and
you right.
Basically
over sexualization.
Yeah, over sexualization and demeaning. And I'm like, how are we supposed to change if we keep continuing down that path that's actually detrimental to our culture?
And I love how you put that because I just want to give a shout out and say what's up to Ovyuki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how she was hitting it for real, you feel me? And that ties into everything that she was saying, that you're saying now, and everything that she was saying, because it was very positive and not just body positive, but it was your mental state, your soul positive. The things that she was saying. So I do follow her on social media.
I do too.
Right, she's always a blessing, when she be, keeping it real, saying what's going down,
And I love how she's helping people. Like she posting. Really is. She'll post more things about her actually helping the community.
Right.
She does a photography thing too. Like she's helping out other local artists in the UK.
Yeah, so. I mean, shout out to her because she's one of those people. She doesn't do it for the clout. She does it because she cares.
Right.
So we definitely appreciate that. Definitely love that because it's rare.
Yes.
Even within our community. To actually do something, for other people just because that's who you are, that's very rare. So we definitely appreciate, her soul and her vibrations that she gives off to help the community.
Yeah, especially with the talent that she has.
Right.
She's very gifted in her art, but she's not just focused on her art. She's focused on promoting others. So.
She's not, big-headed or arrogant or nothing like that. And we really, we definitely appreciate just vibing out. Honestly, she reminded me a lot of Venus Sublime.
She does.
Yeah, she'll be, sharing her segment. I'm excited to see her segment today.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be amazing, especially, with the energy she gives.
Yes.
You feel me?
The positive energy she comes about. You can't help but feel better before she leaves. So it's
exactly.
I wish she was just here now. We already feeling better, but we'll feel even more better. But that's what we need to be promoting more of.
Right.
And so that's why I love this environment because we promote positivity, change.
Exactly.
And actually helping and encouraging other people,
Precisely. Like I just keep hitting this mic. I'm like, man, come on. Get it together. Honestly, I'm just like, I gotta get it together. But I want to do a quick shout out to Hot Words Lyrical Theater on Instagram. Also want to give a shout out to Love Soul Production and Pucker Up Lemonade. They're in Long Beach actually every Thursday.
Yeah,
every Thursday they got something going on. I said Long Beach.
I mean, like we're in Long Beach.
Oh. See this what's wrong with your new generation
but
people.
No, I'm gonna find it. Well,
it's that rebel bites.
If it's in Long Beach though, then I'm gonna find it though.
It's actually at Rebel Bites every Thursday. If you need the address, go and look them up on Instagram or just Google Rebel Bites. Just saying.
Rebel Bites. Okay.
Rebel Bites. BITE. It's like bite.
That's
like
that's a catchy title. Rebel Bites.
Why? Why is that catchy?
Rebel Bites, like rebellious against the norm, the system, or is it the what's normal in our society? So that's kind of, I don't know, I'm really interested in that now. So I'm gonna.
Are you turning activist on me?
You
going back to the activist? I don't know.
I wouldn't say activist, but yes, I do stand up and I do. I don't know why I kind of think into think into things like when I see a title of a business. That's a
Senator turned saint, turn activist. I don't know what mode you gonna be in today. I mean, I'm pretty sure it ain't the.
It's not gonna be a bad one.
Know.
It's not gonna be a judgmental one. It's gonna be a always positive. That's what I always pray about. I always focus on that. So yeah.
Right, I'm not mad at that. Yeah. And in a few minutes, we got Frankie B coming on the show.
I am looking forward to this.
Who are you?
I am because as somebody who's trying to be a entrepreneur, it is I think it's imperative that you get involved with people that's already in that field.
Right.
So.
And talking about entrepreneurs, shout out to Mikhail and at Ironworks Creative Recording. He has been just showing Hot Words Lyrical Theater, like our Crusaders, so much love. When Tracia had to go ahead and record her. Shout out to Tracia and the baby. Hey girl, congratulations. But
congratulations.
Shout out to Mikhail for that. Like, he came in to one of our shows. He got everything together. We had a good time. It was a great vibe. I just appreciate him because he's been doing the thing.
That's what I'm talking about. It's always good to hear people are helping out, or actually putting into action. Speaking of, I want to go back to Mr. Frankie B. I think we have that Frankie gentleman B on the line. Mr. Frank, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right. How's it going, sir?
Everything's going lovely. Everything's going good. How's everything going your way?
Man, we are blessed. We are blessed. For those of you who are listening, I just want to let you know we are speaking to the CEO of Flip Money Empire, straight out of Augusta, Georgia. This man is an A&R entrepreneur and an artist manager. And I think it is awesome that we really appreciate you coming on the show, Mr. Frankie B.
Right.
Really thank you for coming on, spending some time and spread some knowledge to us.
That's my pleasure. I thank you.
No problem. So, man, I've been reading your bio and it kind of amazes me. I wanted to interview you because you're a gentleman who has kind of relate to what I've been through. Not so much as the same path, but there was something that actually struck or something that actually happened that was kind of a turning point in your life. So let me ask you one time, what led you into the music industry? Like, would you mind sharing that for us, please?
Yes, sir. So what drove me into the music entertainment business was growing up. I had an older brother that was like 11 years older than me and my sister, but my brother was very much into the music. He used to always go out and go partying and to these clubs, and I was the youngest, so I wasn't available to get in the clubs. And when he come home and showed me the new records, the DJs, broke that night on the floor, I used to be amazed, like, man, I want to be in this entertainment business. It looked fun. This was before the internet and social media. When you had to hear a record, you had to literally go to the club and hear a DJ break a record.
Man, so your brother is what got you into it, man. That's amazing, man. It's always good. What I think about is the fact that how we look up the people we look up to, how we mimic their actions, what they love to do, and we find out that usually there's something that we got an interest in, and usually when we listen to like things like in this case music, it makes us think of them, right. And so I was reading your bio, and it's another question I really had, man. You said you had a mission to change the community and your world and the world. What are some of the steps that you're actually taking actively to our listeners, to the people that follow you? What kind of steps are you actually taking to actually help change your community?
Well, first of all, everything is coming from the heart. So, to the community, I'm expressing myself deeply into the community and giving them what I'm doing in the entertainment business and bringing it to light and bringing it to their face.
Okay.
They're used to just seeing us on TV or at events and not really getting a face-to-face conversation with, with that entertainer or that person they want to be like. So it's like more of just being more interactive with the people in the community and seeing what they need.
Man, that's awesome. That's something that one thing I love about this industry is that I wanted to get into something where I'm not only where I'm just speaking in front of people, but I actually get to talk to people and meet people and get to know them a little bit. And that's what we love to do here. And we feel like that's one of the best ways to really create change is when you talk to people, especially if they admire your work. You get to talk to them and they be like, wow, this is actually an approachable person. They've been through some of the things I'm going through or I've been through. I can really relate to this person, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you pretty much leading by example there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Definitely, like, with what I do, like, for artists and people that want to join the entertainment business, I'm bringing a different light to the table. I'm doing more of showing them how to eat healthy, exercise, and reading more, studying and researching more, and it's not just about being strictly about the music.
Right.
It's like school is like everything you need in life, and that's what I want to change and bring to the game. I don't want it to be, you being pimped or being a puppet to the industry. I want to make everybody their own person, and that can stand up for themselves.
And that's very important, man. That is so many people we see just now where they're in the industry, but people only usually see one side. They don't see the work that goes into it behind the scenes, the real build up. Some people might come off like, oh, I'm an overnight success story, but we all know people that are successful, it's not an overnight thing. You might have gotten noticed, you might have had a breakthrough overnight, but we all know it's never an overnight thing.
You're right about that. I'm glad you said that. And, piggybacking on what you said, it's not an overnight thing. I have an artist development program, and that's what we do in the artist development program. Yes, sir. We develop the artist and get them built up so that when the audience look at them like, oh, they blew up overnight, but it's been like a 6 months, 12 months, a year. It's been a good process until they made it to that level where they can, jump on the internet, throw out a record, and it go viral, and then look like, oh, this person blew up overnight.
Right. I want to talk, for our younger listeners, I want to ask you a question about sustainability. What is it, since we're on the subject about getting the work done behind the scenes, what are some things that you suggest that helps not only start a career, but sustain that? Because, we see some people that have like we'll see one-hit wonders or somebody, they'll let things get to the success of an album or a first project, get to their heads, and then they fall off, and we're like, okay, what happened to them? But what do you suggest for having a sustainable career?
First of all, it's definitely being well-grounded. A lot of artists, they forget how they got there, and once they get there to that level where they high up, they let things get beside themselves, and they lose sight, they lose the vision, and that's what they should not be doing. They should, do what they do on a daily basis. They pray for. I know a lot of people pray, and they want a lot of things. Why stop once you get it? Keep praying, be thankful.
Right.
Give all the praise to the higher up, and stay, really level-headed and grounded.
So what is it? What is something that keeps you grounded?
Well, me, I love going into nature. I go running from time to time in the mountain. Get into outside and the Mother Nature vibe. It calms the soul down and keep me level. Because being around different personalities and different people in the industry it's different vibrations of people you're gonna meet. I'm very into like crystals and stones. I wear my stones on a daily basis, so I just keep my energy very clean and good.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. You got anything?
Honestly, no. I would just say, continue to do what you do. Make sure you go ahead and, continue to bring positivity and light, and let, as you've been doing, your artists know, this is real. This is what it takes, So if you don't have what it takes, it's all right. But, if you do have what it takes, this is the hard work that you need. I think that so many people think about the glitz and glamour of the industry, whereas they don't realize, you need to be taking care of business. Make sure your money is straight. Make sure your contract's straight. Make sure, you have people around you to keep you, like, y'all been saying, level and grounded. So, I think what you're doing is amazing.
And I think to piggyback on that, I think the passion is one big key too.
Yes.
If you're not really somebody that's passionate, if you're in it for like the wrong reasons, that's going to really lead to a downfall. And that's something we don't really see. I mean, we'll see people that with some skill or talent, but we don't see the passion. We don't see the art. We don't see the, you know, the real drive, what's driving them, what's motivating them. And so, yeah, it's definitely shout out to you, man.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So we're going to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to continue with Mr. Frankie B.
Hey.
Yeah, thank
you. All right, y'all. That was Hot Words Lyrical Theater.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
I'm Hub City Dre, and this is In the Streets with Dre. Today we're going out into the streets right now, in the streets of Compton, to talk to people how they feel about the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. I want to get straight to the people and see what they think. Let's check it out. Surviving R. Kelly, James. So, did you or you didn't see the documentary?
I didn't see the documentary. I was just watching interviews from Joyce's parents last night, actually.
But you've been a fan of R. Kelly's over the time. So
yeah.
You kind of know what's been going on.
Yes, I'm very aware.
What's your opinion?
I believe a lot of it, the parents are putting their children in harm's way with I guess, a chance of being famous or making money. So to me, they're selling their children. And now once he has them, now they're trying to play the victim.
A former employee of R. Kelly, and I wanted to get your opinion on, you saw the documentary?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think, about the documentary?
I thought the documentary was something that I wasn't expecting to be so outlandish. So it covered a lot of things. I recognized a lot of people. I do think he's a musical genius, and I can't take that away from him. But
will you
these
still
are all,
continue to listen to his music?
These are things I would say that has caught up to him. So listen to certain songs. You know, I will listen to certain songs, but we all have issues, and it was a pleasure to work with. However, you know, things will catch up to you.
Okay, so the last question. Who do you think would be most responsible in this situation? Would it be R. Kelly, would it be the parents, or would it be the children?
I cannot blame children as underage. You know, this is a former employer, so I can't.
Man, why go 30, 40 years and let something go on if you know the man was wrong then? If he's wrong now, he was wrong then. So why do it now? R. Kelly was wrong then, way back with Aaliyah, if that was the case, right? He was, you know what I'm saying? Why bother him now?
Is there anybody on that documentary or in those films or interviews that you'd be like, man, I can't believe it?
Honestly, Joyce's parents, I feel like even the way the mother speaks and the father speaks, I understand. I feel like they regret what they did, but they're not taking full responsibility of putting her in that situation.
So let me ask you this: if the parents allowed it, do we place blame on R. Kelly, or is it or are we okay because the parents are okay?
No, it's not okay. The blame goes with the parents because the parents are responsible for those children.
Okay, so the last question. Who do you think would be most responsible in this situation? Would it be R. Kelly, would it be the parents, or would it be the children?
I cannot blame children as underage. You know, this is a former employer, so I can't look before I left. So I cannot say anything, repeat anything while working under the influences of Robert Kelly. That was my disclosure. So I can't really.
Turn up, it's your boy Compton AV, you live from the Hub, man. Big shout outs to Hub.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Welcome back. This is your host, Danny J, and welcome back to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. We are here in studio with Mr. Roderick Talley.
Yes, and we still got Mr. Frankie B online. Mr. Frank. Yes.
And of course, let's not forget his mentor, Miss Rafia. How are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful. It's a pleasure. We're very honored.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you on the show, and I'm going to go ahead and let Roderick take off from here.
Yes. One thing we wanted to ask you, Miss Rafia, what is it that you know? We know that you help manage Mr. Frankie B, correct?
Yes. Well, I manage his spirituality, his growth, his coming into being a responsible man.
Oh, that's
As far as his business, he does it all himself.
No, that's beautiful. We need that.
Right.
Because we can't. Success is not a one-person job. You know, it's about the people that you surround yourself with. So we obviously could tell that this wonderful young man has great people around him to help him do what he's doing and stay grounded. So as a we know what as a support person, what are some pieces of advice would you give to people who are looking to get into the industry or independent artists? Something that you notice that helps Frank.
Well, the first thing is honoring your elders.
Okay.
Go back and find a elder, if not in your family, someone that could keep you grounded and keep you intact with the creator. Also, making sure that you're getting the soul food, mind, body, and spirit. Whether it's food, whether it's exercise, whether it's praying, and however you choose to pray. There's no one way to reach the creator. I stay on top of him with that because that's the foundation.
That's true. Yes, I talk about how I'd be talking to God in my car. Like while I'm driving, I'd like Jesus in the seat next to me or something, and I'd be like, yo, Jesus, this ain't right, man. What's going on? And it's actually very helpful. So,
well, we all have different, ways of communicating to Supreme. I'm my background is in spirituality. I have a degree in holistic wellness, and I'm a medium. I'm a medium. I deal with the ancestors, nature. I don't decline anyone and how they choose, how they pray. I just have some form of communication because you have people that pray in Arabic. I pray in Arabic as well.
Really?
I do it all. I don't deny creator. I don't put it in a box. We don't have a right to do that.
No.
All we're supposed to do is acknowledge, respect, and allow each other to pray and do how we do it. As long as you respecting me, I'm respecting you, and that's what I teach him. And it works well with him communicating with what goes on in that industry because it's dangerous out there.
Oh yeah, it's very.
There's no jokes out there. So if you don't have your tools,
yeah,
whether it be an Ankh, whether it be a cross, whether it be a Bible, whether it be a Quran, whether it be Hindu, whether it be any Asian type of relationship with the Creator, you need something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We see that from artists, and it shows in their work how some of them are not firmly grounded in their work. They're easily swayed, and next thing you know, they're writing music about stuff or writing books or poetry about stuff that's not even them. It's almost like they're being told what to write about or what to say or speak or present in their work when it's not even who they truly are. And so that's very important. Mr. Frank, real quick before we go, I just wanted to change it up, do something a little different, man. Can you give us one unexpected fun fact about yourself? Something that a lot of people might not know about you, something that you like to do or anything like that.
My funnest fact is I like to laugh, like to have fun and work out. I go to the gym at least 3-4 days out the week and get a great workout in. So I'm serious about my business and I study. So that's some fun facts about me.
Man, that working out, man. I know that's a good release, man. I try to get in myself, but it's not as much as I would like. But I know it's a good release, especially for the day-to-day work.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Even another fun fact I give you, I have everybody have their iTunes. Well, I have an audio book out, and I download books and listen to it in the car. So
wow,
that's a fun fact.
That's really amazing, especially with the audio book. I mean, that's just cool, you don't hear too many people that have that. But just before we, go on to our next segment, can you please give us your tags of where, our listeners can find you on Instagram and Facebook and all the social media platforms?
So, yes, ma'am. All my social media platforms are Frank Bussy with 3 I's. Every platform from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you can find me. It's FrankBussy with 3 I's. Frank Bussy III.
Man.
Okay, cool. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on to our show and speaking with us and just, really taking your time out to do that. Again, Miss Rafiya, we thank you as well for coming on our show.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, shout out to ATL. As y'all can see, they in the building. We appreciate that. Just saying.
One more thing before I cut y'all off. If we get cut off. What's your social media? Tell them your social media.
65 Street, number 6, number 5 Street, spelled out .org. My Instagram is Rafiya65 Street, 65 Street @gmail.com.
Nice.
All right, people, you have heard it here. Make sure you follow those platforms. Again, thank you guys so much for coming onto the show and just blessing us with your presence. We really appreciate that. We look forward to seeing you guys again and speaking with you and vibing out.
Yeah, especially when you come to Cali. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We will definitely be reaching out.
All right.
All right, cool. So we're going to get on to this Focus ATL for our next Hot Spark. If you don't know what a Hot Spark is, tune in and you will see. But no, for real, if you've missed anything in the segment, Mr. Frankie B's segment, please go ahead to hotwordslyricaltheater.com. You can find us there. That is hotwordslyricaltheater.com. Make sure you spell it with a Z.
With a Z. Napz. Like ZZZ.
Did you say a Napz?
Mm-hmm.
Naps.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
I'm Hub City Dre, and this is In the Streets with Dre.
Turn up, it's your boy Compton AB. You live from the Hub, man. Big shout outs to Hub Radio. We in the building, yeah. Money dance.
The Hub Radio. The Hub. The Hub.
Welcome to the city of Compton. We are in the Dollar High Community Center at the Wrinkling Compton exclusive premiere with Ava DuVernay and Disney, right for our own kids in the city of Compton.
catch on easily sometimes.
Queasily? Quick and easy together. I
Quick
feel
and
it.
easy together.
I
There
feel
you go.
it.
See, you over here making up words. That's about to.
That's what we do at Hot Words. We
Yeah.
making up words, making up stanzas, poetry, writing. This is just what
creativity.
we do.
That's what. Who says it just holds to just poetry?
You
We
feel
are
me?
outside the box. Things.
Outside
That's
the
what
box.
we do.
Look, somebody looking at me. Shout out to the producer looking at me like, hey, read some. All right. Nah, I did honestly have this prepared in honor of a celebration of finishing my book.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
So
Oh, congratulations.
And I'm
That's
actually,
major. That's
yes,
major.
I'm actually doing self-publishing. So
Yes.
I'm
Good,
doing
good,
it all
good.
on me. So, it's coming out soon. I will definitely be giving y'all a little autograph, little signs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That's a must for me.
Oh, all right. So let me go ahead and hurry up and get into this, okay? So on a serious note, this poem actually will probably be the last one in my book.
Okay.
It's called I Smile at Funerals Too.
Yes,
it's deep.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
let me go and get into it. All right. I cry at funerals too, sitting back watching life bloom. As I gaze through the haze of days long gone, the past remains of remain. Only flesh lasts so long. I cry at funerals too, but you'd never know. See, distorted images fill my head, so many faces solemn with dread. Did they even know? Did they even care? How many times we passed you by, only to wish now you'd be here. To comfort and to care, to allow us that last regret to be undone, only to see you lying there. Could have said something, should have stayed longer. Would have if only given the chance, but she gave you the chance when she extended her hand. When she called you again and again, did she cross the line? Maybe once or twice. But how many wrongs have you put on this now empty vessel? How many times have you said not again and shot her down with the aim of not just your pen? I guess she wasn't good enough, but yet here we are asking for a second and third chance again. I cry at funerals too, but why? We could have stopped this had you tried. Why kill the messenger who brings unconditional love only to spurn and burn, be nasty and ghastly, to see the golden rule return to the only you thrice as tough because of her love? See, for you love all that was played on repeat until she moved her feet forward and said enough, go away. Now here we are again to mourn the loss of a dear friend, but you expected and demanded more than you gave, and when you got bored you swept it all away. Erased her because you could never replace her, all to come back and ask for a second and third chance. Yet her love for you and us grew, and still she said no. I didn't expect this to be a suicide note. With everything that we put her through, I guess it really is us who shot the deputy too. See, she'll rise again, so it's okay. But what if this time, instead of blaming her, we blame ourselves? Take responsibility and right our wrongs. This time, let's not take the shot, for we are the cause of her strife. We pushed her away, we turned our backs. We blamed, spittled, belittled, and spat at her back. Stab after stab, time after time, with no reason or rhyme. The only answer we have is that we were not ready to accept her generosity. So we called bluff. It took whatever avenue to make sure she'd throw us away. And even when we threw her away, her love was just too strong for us to stay. And still she prayed blessings our way. Love, life, health, and strength for happiness and joy on the outside and in. All the things we took from her, who gave willingly, we made her the monster, and our lies were found out. Now all that's left of us is to mourn about. Now our cries of grief are more than just displays, for the theatrics are over. All the crowds are gone. Nothing is left but our soul song. I'll never admit it out loud to her. My soul betrays me. My fourth chance now gone bang. One shot rang right for the head. Bang, bang, two to the chest. Now she's dead. The funeral goes on and on. One more cycle. I can't believe it's us now dead. Self-destruction was the undoing, and yet there is her looking fondly at us, choosing to remember the good in us. We should have never gave her a reason to distrust. No, we should have just accepted her unconditional love. There was no hidden agenda. We were wrong. Just simple, unconventional, unconditional love. How I've cried at my own funeral.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yo, and that was just shout out to Unconditional Love right there. It's just talking about how we as people polluted. You feel me? So I don't want to hear no rumors. Ooh, Ariel, who you talking about? I ain't talking about nobody, all right? Just understand that when people give you unconditional love or just real love, it's okay to accept it on any level. And I ain't just talking about people, you know, I've had to deal with. I'm talking about, you know, people that had to deal with me and just everybody as a community. When you shoot down unconditional love, you shoot yourself.
That is very true, man. I'm sorry, let me recuperate.
You all right?
That is, jeez, man. I got a lot to say from that one.
Oh, please, by all means. No, by all means, go ahead.
That is, but unfortunately, isn't that weird how we're quick to basically reject unconditional love. Right. However, we're quick to accept
the basic
deception.
Right.
You know, that's something that we learn. Like I'm not trying to take it from, but something I learned while reading the Bible and stuff is that I realized how the nature of the flesh is to be rebellious against things of God's nature, and one of those things of God's nature.
You over here dropping hot dry. Hold on, let me sit in my seat. I got
no.
Let me look at the people. Y'all hear this? All I'm gonna say, if you didn't catch it, you know, please say that again. If you didn't catch it the first time.
The nature of the flesh is to be rebellious of things of God's nature, and one of those things of God's nature is unconditional love.
Thank you.
He loves us unconditionally. He gives us grace and mercy at time and time again. Unconditional.
Which is agape. Agape means unconditional. So if you ever hear me say agape or I love you with agape love, that means unconditional. That means you don't have to do anything for it. You feel me?
Yes.
Speaking of unconditional love, Venus Sublime just stepped in the building. Yeah. And I am excited for her segment that's going to come up at 3:10. All I'm saying is we got a little time.
I'm still recuperating from the man. But
it was deep. That's honestly how my book is. It's deep like that. It's a good read. It's a good read. Trust me, I read it. I wrote it. No, in the real. What inspired that?
No, I can pretty much tell what inspired it.
What inspired? I just want to know.
I mean, just living from that experience and then looking at it from
multiple experiences.
Yeah, but you might have seen it like done to other people as well.
Right. Well, I mean, it is coming from a stem of personal. Of course, all my poems are personal. Right, but you know, it also comes, like you said, with, you know, seeing different people, what they go through, and seeing. Honestly, one of my biggest pet peeves are people that be like, oh, love sucks. No. Love don't suck. People suck. Because people mess up. However, at Hot Words Lyrical Theater, I'm going to have to put a disclaimer on myself. We are promoting positivity. I mean, I'm going to tell you the real, but definitely at the end of the day, it is positivity. Speaking of positivity, shout out to, or should I say, Hot Spark to the indie marketing.
Yeah,
all I'm saying is Vegan East. They out here just doing everything. Yeah. You feel me? They got food. They not only have food for your soul, they got food for your actual belly. So I appreciate that. I am a foodie. Everybody know Danny J know that. Oh, you eat. Yes. Shout out to Veganish Eats with that shrimp macaroni and cheese. You know what? They're gonna inspire me to write a poem just for them. I promise you.
Go ahead, write it. I'm sure they're gonna shrimp mac and cheese. You just know how much grease, you please. Okay? Hold the grease, please.
Dripping with ease.
Yes.
When I'm talking about Veganish Ease, see, I'm trying to get up in there and give me some shrimp macaroni and cheese, extra crispy on it, just how I like it. They don't use that box mess. You know, they put it in the oven and got it just right. You just gotta write about it.
Just go ahead and do it.
All I'm saying.
Gonna buy it, so hey.
Right? Shout out to that salmon too. That was bomb. So mind you, let me tell you about the salmon that I had for Veganish Eats.
Okay.
It was so good. And this is how I know it was so good. Cause my babies, they didn't even let me get some. I had like a little, mommy had a corner and y'all just out here just eating food, really? I was like, no, mommy, it's okay. Like, so you not gonna share the food I got? No? Okay.
At least they're eating good though. They're eating.
Oh, well, you know, because I know how to cook, but I mean, you know, when I don't feel like cooking, Veganish Eats. Shout out to them. You don't feel like cooking, but you want some good meals and not none of this processed mess. Veganish Eats.
Veganish Eats.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to go check them out if they're blessing your life like that.
You have not checked out Veganish Eats?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of places that I haven't checked out, but we are working on that.
What you been doing?
Unfortunately,
I'm just saying.
I'm getting off of the national common restaurant thing, and I am trying to definitely support more of these the smaller businesses.
Well, you know, you can find them at Quick Mart every Wednesday. My bad, y'all. That was Wednesday. Let me get the day right. I'm just saying 2171 West Florence.
I don't want to
find them there.
I don't want to show up on Thursday, found out I missed it.
Well, you know, they might have some scraps in the kitchen for you.
Hey, I'll try those.
I can't guarantee, but you know.
I'll try those.
You know, and shout out to Dre that one time, you know, where he ordered the macaroni and cheese with the shrimp. I for sure got me some because I was just looking at it like, so you ain't gonna share? You know how black people, you can't have no gum or nothing around us. Like, you gonna share or not?
Even when you say something like, you
only
want
got
some
one
food?
piece?
No,
Right.
I don't want nothing. Then you come back with food, be like, people still like, hey, you
Right.
gonna share?
All I'm saying is they deliver. You know they delivered it to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, Dre had the hookup. He got it all delivered. I said, the disrespectfulness.
I mean, well, it's Dre, so I mean, hey, I can see how if a restaurant that doesn't deliver would deliver to Dre. So I can see how that works out. You know, when you say Dre, it's like, okay, well,
whatever. I'm gonna be a little hater for a second. Look here. But no, on the real, I cannot wait for Venus Sublime to come in on at 310, and we actually do have a Black College video where they were in a Denver poetry slam. I believe they came in second place.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, and they're coming
Which I was
at
surprised
305.
when I saw it.
Right? I was like, second. Who was the first place?
Who was the first place winner?
I just want to know.
That's definitely first place material right there.
I'm just saying, you know, and I love how it ties into her segment. And, you know, I would say I know her segment, but I don't. You know, I don't be out here lying like that. But I'm excited for it. Because, you know, every time, you know, I promise you I'll be always reposting. My girl crush is real. I'll be reposting. I'll be like, oh, that is so influential. It really is. Like, I mean, what she say is really influential.
It is influential. That's why I can't wait till she gets
I'm not
on
biased.
in there. Yeah.
I ain't biased.
No.
She looking all good though. Wear a little her poofy hair. I feel it. You know, we got it going on today. Hair out like hey, swinging. You know, just saying.
No, it's not biased though. No,
definitely not biased.
No. Because I feel the same way.
I mean, you know, she a HLC Crusader, but you know, not biased. But anyways, let's check out the Black College video.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Yes, please.
Well, I mean, I already seen it, but I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Like 5 times,
you feel me?
But,
I mean, it was only like 5 times.
Only.
You feel me? All I'm saying is y'all better tune in and stop
watching it. I mean, I was doing dishes and listening to it at the same time.
You know what? You the real MVP.
I mean, I do dishes.
You definitely
vacuuming. I would listen to it while I was.
Dear applicants of ethnic origin, congratulations, you've been accepted to White Prestigious University. We saw your face and loved it. However, there are a few things you should know.
The admissions office has heard your story thousands of times.
Prompt.
Write about an experience indicative to your growth.
Translation.
In 600 words, make the university believe that you can make up for your color.
Black teens cannot write about white topics.
We are defined in the application process by a singular story on the Common App, and at college parties, they will ask all about your ghetto.
The lead paint and power outages
where you grew up. You'll become their black friend.
The backburned ends of their
natural dreadlocks.
Honored guests at their djembe drum circle jerk. Forcing yourself to smile when you really want to scream.
Rap music and black people can be mutually exclusive.
Yes, it is racist to touch my hair without my permission. Yes, I am angry. No, I am not dumb. But by accepting admission, you are agreeing to a makeover in whiteface.
Model minority sounds a lot like house nigger through the grisly teeth of an admissions officer.
So you tell yourself to stop being so black.
Be new black.
Be Pharrell black. The only kind of black who let our kids around will date you just to add color to our arms. People of color are clever accessories.
But still will try to scare you from our classrooms.
I am the one the advisors tell to just give up.
Find something to match the curve
of your crumbling spine. We didn't make these fields to sustain you. You are lucky to be here.
As a black female engineer, my work ethic is always in question.
My eagerness for knowledge is a battering ram against the fact that the STEM world is a segregated neighborhood. So I speak as little as possible, but when I do choose to break my silence,
I put up fences in my mouth to keep the wild hood rat out of my speech. You'll put me in remedial English anyway.
Write essays all proper like, but indulge your gangster speak.
Because we're friends now.
After 4 years, I won't recognize my own voice. It will belong to the institution. I'll be a product.
Singular in a group of white allies, so I remember who allowed me to be here.
The only roads I will walk on are paved by white saviors who have only the best intentions to boost their own egos.
But there is always a price to pay for this melanin. I have been the only black girl at the party enough times that the questions have become white noise.
Are black girls as easy as they say?
Is that your real hair?
Do you people tan?
Teach me how to twerk.
What color is your pussy? Why are black girls so
fat,
lazy,
angry,
still polite after constantly hearing, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name? Why?
Are you afraid that your tongue will fall
like
out?
Pennies on the dollar.
Stuck inside a mentality that to be black is to have a social contract.
Which means
your nationality is always in question.
Which means
there is a place for you everywhere, but you belong nowhere.
Which means there is a mold for you to fill at your work, classroom, sororities.
But there are questions I am always asking as a result. Am I the space left over?
Your diversity quota.
A box checked yes for ethnic.
Did you accept me?
Hire me, kiss me for my skin or for who I am. Am I enough?
Am I what you expected? Am I qualified or just black?
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
तेरा मिठा मिठा हसानी, तेरा मिठा मिठा हसानी, साडे दिल नू देवे दुलासानी।
What is Black Gal Magic? Yeah, what's that? Well, it's something very special, something that can be imitated but never duplicated. Yo, stepping on the scene with that Black Gal Magic. I'm dropping harsh energies like a bad habit. I know myself, yeah, we will establish relational lavish. We in the self-marriage. Why you discontent and your soul on no bit? I mirrored all your demons to you message on sin. You gotta elevate so you could get the script. I remain humble from older past grit. It don't bother me nah when you're talking ish, cause that's your password. It don't belong to me though. I'm giving real love, no pseudo. Throwing down in the kitchen, Platanos my doodle.
Hey, you're back, or I should say we're back, but I can't, you know, you back with us, so we all back. Where's Lyrical Theater? It's your host, Danny J. I'm with
Roderick Tally. Yes, y'all. And now
Venus Sublime. One time.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Venus. Yes.
Shout out to Black College Video once again. So many of the stigmatisms that, you know, they have said, I have personally dealt with as a black woman.
Yes.
You know me?
I wanted to ask you both as black women, how did that touch you? Because I mean, how did that resonate with you? Like
the hair. The touching of my, honestly, no, seriously, because my hair was like down my back before I cut it. So oh my God, is that your real hair? Can I touch it? And then like as they were asking you, can I touch it? Their fingers was already in your hair. And I used to slap people's hands away like, don't touch my hair, because it's weird. Or like when they asked you, oh my God, how do you get your hair like that? How do you think? I go to sleep and I wake up this is what it is.
My wife used to have that problem with people she worked with, so
Yeah.
I started teaching her how to box so she can a couple moves on how to keep hands off of her, you know, couple little deflections, you know.
No,
What about-
seriously,
yeah.
it's real, especially going to college and stuff. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I applied for a whole scholarship. I didn't get it because I was black, and then just me being me, I put that I was Mexican on one of them, and I had a bunch of scholarships. I mean, shout out to, you know, my brown brothers and sisters. I love y'all.
Yeah, we love
but
y'all. We love
as far as the college system, y'all got me messed up because I'm just saying.
As somebody, as
Oh yeah, hashtag I am not a color. Just letting y'all know, because you know, I mean, it's a universal thing because everybody has experienced, you know, some type of racism, you know, and classism and everything like that on their own. You know,
colorism as well.
Right, man, right.
Colorism as well.
Dude, you just some light skinned girl with long hair. You think you did? No, I really don't. I be chilling in my own world. I ain't go. No.
I'm the same way. I'm totally the same way.
Exactly.
I can relate with the hair.
The hair part.
Yeah, with the hair part and like being kind of like. I feel like it's because like they have like a lot of questions as far as like how my hair is able to defy gravity or how it's able to be the way it is, and then so I feel like, you know, through curiosity they want to like explore and examine, but I feel like I'm not an experiment, you know.
Right.
I'm not an experiment. I'm not for you to try to figure me out, you know.
Right.
And so I agree with you.
Yeah. And you know what that reminds me of? There was actually way back when, I'm not really for sure of the years, I believe it's like 1800s maybe, where black people were put on display.
Most definitely, like the auctions and stuff like
exactly. But they had actually in America a whole zoo, like literally a zoo full of black people. Like, oh, this is, you know, their hair and their butt, their breasts. I mean, and it was, I forgot the lady's name, but it was one lady, like she was on display until the day she died.
Really?
Yeah, until the day she died. Even her remains are actually
Sarah Bartman.
Yes, Sarah Bartman. There we go. Her remains were actually in a museum up until like 2000. Yeah, and people were on display, and I'm like, dude, this is a human. You know, I don't care what kind of human you are. You're a human. I don't care, you know, what race you are, what creed you are. You're a human, and to be put on display like that, and have people, you know, poking and prodding, and how you say, you know, their curiosity. Like, that's fine. I'm curious as to how you don't have no lips. Yeah. That's why I just want to know. How did that work?
No,
I ain't trying to be mean, but I mean, literally, if you're going to ask me some crazy question, I might hit you back with another crazy question. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. I just feel like it's just important to be able to respect each other's space, period. Like, as far as being beings, you know, period. Like, we're all beings. And so it's important for us to remember that we must respect each other's space and respect each other's essence and being. You know, it doesn't matter what color you are. Hashtag I'm not a color. You know, and it doesn't matter about what nationality that you grew up in, that you belong to. You know, I just feel like it's all about respect, about the peace of all humanity. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that just kind of shows. I didn't know it was such an issue with African American women until I really met my wife, and she told me about a lot of things, you know, like women deal with. But that, to me, that kind of shows that how much you were revered upon. You know, when I read, I'm big on history, and I come to find out like the African American culture in general was highly revered, just in pretty much all aspects of the world. You know, to Asia, not just Africa, but in Asia and everything, we're revered upon. And so that just kind of goes to show, like, to me, that kind of shows, like, well, that just shows how amazing y'all are, you know, as an African-American woman. So,
yeah. I also feel like about the whole strength of African-American women. I feel like it's funny to me how they have the saying, independent black women, but if you go into any other nationality, you don't have independent Russian women. You don't have the label independent Chinese women. You don't have the label independent Brazilian women. You know, it's like independent black women. That to me speaks volumes to me of that label and the mindset and ideologies that come and the energies that's attached all to that, because it's like it's putting into our mindset that we must be strong, independent black women, and then that kind of like cancels out our black men, you know, and the importance of their role and the importance of the bonding and the unity and the Trinity all together. You know, so I feel like that label that label shouldn't be just used so lightly and you know, and for us to really look at what it is that we're saying, because when we say that, I feel like it's an energy of bitterness that's behind it, and then it's separation, and I feel like the separation part is keeping us at a lower level frequency mindset that we can't come together and really bond and build the way that we're supposed to. That's true. Genetically.
Exactly. I completely agree with that, and I do believe Maya Angelou for me said it best. You know, yes, we were strong women, but we were also soft women. So there was a time to be strong, you know, and a time to be soft. But never once did you hear her say, well, I'm an independent, you know, black woman and I don't need a man. Because like you said, that, you know, that spirit or, you know, that vibe of bitterness is really, that's something that's real. And even growing up, you know, the way that I did with my parents and my father and my mother always instilling in me, like, you're not, you know, yeah, it's cool to be independent to take care of your business, but you don't need to be independent where, like, you don't need nobody and I'm good. You know, my dad stressed, strong people can receive help. Don't grow up to be like, you know, don't grow up to be I don't need nobody. No, don't do that. Strong people.
Because you do. We all need each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody can do it by themselves.
I feel like it goes with the whole, because you said strong and soft. And so we must remind ourselves that we are feminine energies and we are masculine energies within us. You know, we both have feminine and masculine energies within us. So we have the strength and we have the softness within all beings. So we must be able to know when it is that we must exert our strongness and when it is that we must receive our softness, because we are givers and receivers. And so we must know when to utilize the masculine energies and the feminine energies. And that goes into my song that I made, Black Gal Magic. I talk about the importance of self-marriage and self-union and being able to marry the masculine and feminine energies within yourself, so then thus you can be able to attract a counterpart that is equally balanced within themselves, and then you'll be able to be in harmony and get that union that your soul is yearning for, you know.
Right. And we're actually going to go to a quick commercial break, but we'll be back with Miss Venus Sublime and her segment. Can't wait. Super excited about that, y'all.
Yes.
If you haven't...
Hub City Dre, man. The Hub Radio, we are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie a tie properly. Just kind of giving back to the city, man. Just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All right. What we have here simply is we're going to teach the young men how to tie ties. Okay. We're going to jump in. 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay. So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay, some young men may not have even had a father in their life, so this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We've got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there holding it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here for the school. They'll have a good time, man. They're holding it down for the men in the city.
Yes.
How did you know that there was a need for these guys to learn how to tie ties?
Because, you know what, we knew a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties. And then we're in the hip hop generation now, so everybody kind of wear tennis shoes and t-shirts. And so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie. So when you have your wedding or you're going somewhere nice, you'll know how to knot up.
The Hub Radio.
This is Clipper Darrell, and you're listening to Hub Radio.
The Hub Radio.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Back to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. We are here live at the Hub Radio. Shout out to Dre for all his punks with the, commercials and stuff. I promise y'all be like, hello, this is Hot Words. He'll be like, and on to our next commercial.
But you're prepared. He's just making sure we're prepared. I think that's what he's doing.
I don't know. I'm taking it personal now. But we are back with Venus Sublime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roar.
Hey.
You wasn't ready.
I was like, whoa,
you gotta stay ready. I'ma just roar.
Oh,
you gotta stay. Let it absorb.
It's absorbing.
Oh my gosh. So what are you talking about today? What are you bringing? Besides the great energy and the great advice.
Yes.
Oh,
what are we getting into?
Well, today, I pretty much every day I allow spirit to speak through me, the divine, and whatever I feel like my soul, my spirit needs to bring forth, then it shall be. And so, what came to me was something about healers and healing and being initiated as a healer. And I actually wrote something. It's poetic writing.
Of course.
And
okay, that's good.
And so let me go ahead and get into it and share it. So it says, being initiated as a healer means that you've done the most strenuous deed of healing your own heart from painful heartbreak and mending your once corrupted mind. Now is the time that all the healers and at heart realign, shining light on the path of this narrow road. Not too many have the courage to face what will unfold. It's more safer to stay on the path that has been paved for you. You've witnessed your mother, father, sisters, or brothers treading down this path your whole existence. When you told them about your dreams of traveling to uncharted territory, they shamed you due to their own fears and conditional habits of control. But your soul was determined to find an antidote. What a true alchemist. Thank you, warrior spirits, for having courage to follow the unconventional no matter the test. Third dimensional holds couldn't stop you from moving forward on your journey. You realize that this journey is yours, and no one can heal your heart but you. Yes, on the old path, there are many distractions that mend the surface layer of your heart, but it only seals in the infection. You're sick of this ego perception. Once the wound reopens, yes, there will be excruciating pain, and you will need to stay focused on your intentions. But you are not alone. Just look at all of the divine intervention, and things may not seem clear, but move forward anyway. Move forward anyway. Move forward anyway. Far away from fear, then you'll see the sun shining in your new world, based off of love, radiance, and hearts that are sincere. Ashe. I thank y'all for listening to my poetic writing.
That is
Did you like it?
Loved it. I loved it. Like is not the word to describe it.
What did you take from
it?
it?
Hit you deep?
It hit me kind of deep. Man, I'm being hit pretty deep today. Man, this is
I mean,
it's that month for that.
It
It's
might.
the time.
It could. The part about when you talking about like one thing I talk to people when they ask me about the journey and how do I overcome things on the journey.
Right.
I always point out that barriers are expected.
Right.
And they're only there. They only approach to for two reasons: to one, make you a stronger character, to better your character, or number two, they are there to try to knock you off your course. But that's why you can pay attention just enough to get the lesson from it, to build yourself up, and then you sideswipe that thing and keep pressing forward. Don't let it hinder you. And we see that from a lot of people that allow barriers to hinder them. So that's yes. I'm glad you mentioned.
Thank you.
You just been hit so hard today.
This is what it's about, though.
Yes.
Yeah, if your work isn't impacting people in a positive manner, an encouraging manner, then I'm almost like, what are you doing it
Most
for?
definitely.
Exactly.
What are you doing it for? Are you doing it to be able to allow your soul to reign? Are you doing it so you can be able to inspire others and be, a spirit in, being, because inspired is like in spirit. When you're inspired, you like jump in spirit of what it is that that inspired you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it is important for us as creators, to be able to express something more deeper that is beyond the surface level, because when we do tap deeper and we are able to express our creative abilities to the collective in a way where it touches their soul, then it can like light someone else's. It can like fan someone else's fire to allow them to progress, and help them to reach their higher level of themselves, So I feel like it's really important for that, and not to just be just to be creating things just to be seen, or creating things just to be able to make yourself feel important and fill any voids inside of you. I feel like there is no life in that. There is no aliveness in that. And there is no deep soul fulfillment in that. And for me, I'm all about soul fulfillment, because we can easily do things that are mundane that only feed the surface level. But for me, I need my soul to be fed. Which is why, I soul food is important for me, mind, body, and soul. And 2171 West Florence, Los Angeles, California, Veganish Eats, y'all come through. We got soul food for you. And so I just had to slide that up in there.
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. And I love how this topic keeps coming up on the show, because like I said earlier, like Roger said earlier, about doing stuff with passion because it's you, not for the clout, not to be seen. And it's so crazy that you just said that, because I'm like,
and I didn't even hear the conversation.
And you just dropped in, you feel me? I think that's amazing. That just shows me, it's reoccurring. We're saying this stuff, for a reason. Yeah. You feel me? So listeners, we're saying this for a reason. So please, because I'm going to throw in my plug real quick. Hit us up at 909-638-1316 if you're about that life, as far as about that life, because this is your passion, because it's what you want to do. We don't do it for the clout, you know what I'm saying? Call us, text us at that number so you guys can go ahead and share us how you create. We love that. And we definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that we all on the same wavelength right now.
Most definitely. Yeah. And I feel like it is the time for that. Like a lot of shifts cosmically, energetically have been going on, to where a lot of people are waking up to the truth of creating from their passion, creating their self-actualizing themselves through their passions, because the veil is coming off, and a lot of people are not being fulfilled anymore by the mundane, you know.
Exactly.
And so they're realizing that their souls have been starving, and that the only way to be able to feed their souls is to fulfill their passion, is to get into alignment with their purpose, and to pretty much just walk into purpose, walk in purpose,
walk in purpose.
I think
as their authentic selves.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think a lot of people now are also looking at the end game of people who wanted to play the game of what another person might want. Like, let's say, for example, the music industry.
Yeah.
You know, the music industry wants a lot of people to be someone who they're not, and I think a lot of people are seeing the end game of artists that actually go into that and lose themselves, and the end game is never good. And so even if an artist is successful as far as making more, if they make some money, okay, but the people that know them, like, one thing you got to look at is, what are you leaving behind?
Right.
And I'm not saying like you want to do it to be like, oh, I want to leave a legacy. What are you leaving behind to the people that are listening to you? Are you leaving positivity? Are you leaving encouragement?
Exactly.
Or are you leaving people who are in the same state as when they first started listening to you, or first started?
Or is it a worse state? You feel me?
Or if it's a worse state.
You got to look at how you affect people, because even though you may think your intentions are okay, it could be revealed later that your intentions, you know, are not where they need to be, and that you've actually damaged this person versus, you know, feeding them and cultivating them. Because a lot of people, like I was talking to Gigi, you feel me? A lot of people, they get into this whole personas, and this is in the poetry community and outside of the poetry community. People are people, period. You know? And the thing about it is, for us to come, are we cultivating each other, or are we just like, oh, I just want to be up on, you know, I just want to be up on stage. I just want people to know who I am. Why do you want people to know who you are? Do you really want them to know you, you know, for you, or do you want them to know your persona that you give? And that's why I said we as people have to, you know, be careful. And that's why I even brought up, you know, with my poem, you know, I smile at funerals too, with that agape love. You gotta have that agape love for these people out here. You cannot, you know what I'm saying, just come up in here and say, yeah, X, Y, and Z, and I'm just trying to be me and do whatever I'm gonna do. Because literally the people that you're talking to, that you're interacting with, even if it's just for a night, you're cultivating these people. You feel me?
Most
you're
definitely
cultivating that seed.
Most definitely. I was gonna like piggyback on that and say, like, these people are doing these things because they don't even know themselves.
Right.
They don't love themselves fully. They don't have a deeper understanding and connection with agape. Anyway, they don't even understand what it is. They know conditional love. They don't know agape love. They don't know higher power. A higher power connection, you know, and so if they don't have that connection, there is no possible way that they can cultivate any type of agape within anybody else, because they don't cultivate it within themselves, you know. And it is important for us to be mindful of all the words that we utilize, everything that we speak in a poetry community. There is a lot of poets that talk about a lot of dense energies is felt through their poems, and it's no disrespect in how people express themselves. It's more so about what it is that we are speaking into existence now. The past has been a past for a reason, and we utilize those as tools for soul growth, but not to perpetuate the feelings of pain and hurt and trauma and trials and tribulation and harsh situations. Like, yes, we understand that you've been through that, we've been through that, we all been through that. But now, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna keep perpetuating that energy and keep putting that frequency out in here, or are you gonna switch gears into joyous energy, into how you alleviated yourself from that, and leave me with that. Leave me with something that I can feel, that makes me feel joyous, not reminding me of the pain and the sorrow that I had to fight through to become who I am today. Like, it's important for us to be mindful of everything that we write and we put out there, because like you said, it is cultivating someone's spirit and somebody's energy and someone's mindset, and putting in spells into their minds of what it is that their focus should be on. You know, so if you put yourself into a power position and you put yourself out there to where the collective can see you and you mainstream yourself, it is important for you to be able to make sure that you're very mindful of what it is that you're saying out into the collective, out into the universe, because because your influence is very important. So how are you influencing the community? How are you influencing the collective? How are you influencing the children? You know, and so you must talk about newness. You must bring in newness and joyous things and talk about harmony, and not get stuck in this in this cycle of talking about your downfalls and fears and pain. Like, let's talk about new. We did that already. All these songs that's out here in the world, it talks about like bitter. It's like bitter women music. Bitter male music, talking about all this lower level dense energy that doesn't make me like. I don't even want to like, if I turn on the radio, it makes my body hurt to sit and listen to this. It makes my body hurt. Like, I would rather listen to beats for real. Like no, like I don't. That's why I don't turn it on. Like, but I would rather listen to beats. And that's a whole other thing too about like frequency and vibrations, you know. But I would rather listen to beats than listen to the lyrics and these casting of spells that are going on, because it hurts my body.
No, for real. That's real. And speaking of vibrations, actually, they've done studies to where people had tumors or whatever, and they played certain vibrations and they would shrink. So when we talk about, like, and how you talked about, you know, your words and in the community and what you're saying to people, how you acting with people, that's real. That's real. And I can say that for just me, because I have self-check. If you do not have self-check, you're going to mess not only accountability, you know, exactly. You're going to mess up yourself and others. And that's not what we're here for. You know, and especially at Hot Words Lyrical Theater, we're here to cultivate. We're here to put you up. Like, literally, I mean, all I'm saying is, you could come up in here and, you know, really feel the love, really feel the vibrations, really feel the energy and joy that we have, because it's really about putting other people up. What can you get from the show? And I think that's what's really important here that we do. What can you learn? Because the thing about it is, because we are approachable, we're also teachable. And when you're teachable, you can thus teach other people.
Of course.
You know?
You're open. You must stay open.
You have to.
You don't know everything, because energy is ever changing.
Exactly. And you know what? I love how you pointed out, you know, we've done the whole I'm sad and I'm upset. And yo, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you, you know what I'm saying, just understand that there is nothing wrong with that.
I said that too. Exactly. I confirm there's nothing wrong with that.
Right, it's nothing wrong. But exactly, you have to, when you're going to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Seriously. Yeah. When are you going to do it? I understand going through, I understand, you know, you could spit, I have some bomb pieces on my pain and my suffering. But guess what? I got even some, you know, I got some greater pieces on how I overcame.
Exactly.
So how are you going to overcome your situations, whether they be relationship, whether they be family, whether they be work? How are you going to overcome the trauma and try? How you going to, like Lost Speaks Value, how you going to love yourself through that trauma? I want to know that.
Yeah, shout out to Lost.
Yeah, shout out to Lost Speaks Value. Yeah. How you going to love yourself through that? How did you love yourself?
Exactly.
Share that with us. How you said with the kids. Give the kids the keys. They need to know the keys on how do I get through this mess.
Yeah. Because we all in the same boat. We all, you know, it's like we're all in the same crowd, all in the same boat, like reverberating, mirroring all the same traumas. And so who is going to lift up?
Right.
How are we going to get up out of this crowd if we don't lift ourselves up with the higher vibrations of switching, you know, like how you said, like talking about
how did you come up?
How did you come about it?
No, seriously, and that's something my dad said. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And I think, honestly, my personal favorite quote that I say is, yo, you know, your words pretty much matter. How seriously, based off of what you say, is your words worth the journey?
Right.
That's why I always ask my friends, my family, are your words, the words that you finna say right now, are they worth the journey? Make sure that they are worth the journey.
Most definitely.
One thing I like to point out is I realize it's important to learn the history and to kind of sometimes reflect on the things that we go through. But those things are there not for us to continue in that state.
Thank you.
They're there to get better.
Thank you.
Like I found out I was born in like when I'm born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I didn't find out till 5 years ago when I moved here to Cali about Black Wall Street. Now, when I researched it and looked it up, that caused some real hatred. I could see how some hatred can build up in somebody's heart. But that's when I had to talk to God about, like, yo, man, I needed to help me use this to really to motivate me to write better, to do better, and to show people better, and to live by a better example, to create these better solutions.
Yes. No, but that's the key, though.
Yeah.
You see, that's the key in what you just said. I see how it could breed hate. Yeah. However, that's taking responsibility.
Accountability, yes.
Right. Talk to God that's seeking higher than you on how to get over it, on how to overcome it, and not just, we sweeping it under the rug, we're not talking about it. No, on how I need to get over it. You see, all that accountability starts with you. Accountability starts with us. You feel me?
It has to. Because nobody's not going to do the work for you, and if somebody does the work for you, then that means that person doesn't love themselves, and that person is not going to be able to expand to their higher potential.
They're not going to learn. Somebody's doing it for you.
Yeah.
And then don't get mad, and I love to say this, do not get mad at the messenger. If somebody if somebody cares about you and really, love you, and like I said, with how we talked about the agape love, they're going to call you out on your mess.
Yeah.
And and it's not going to be like, it might be some tough love. I ain't going to lie.
That's the people
it might
you
be
need
some
in your
tough
life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
but those are the people you need because they're going to be like, yo, you slipping. I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'm going to let you know that you slipping and I want you to do better.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
My best friends they're out in Texas.
Shout out to
Angelo.
them.
What's up, bro? I hope you looking. But yes, one reason why I love that man is because if I tell him I got an issue, I'm struggling with something, he's gonna hit me up later on, like, all right, how we doing on that? Are we getting better? Are we getting better? Why are we not getting better?
Right.
What are we not doing to get better? Let's figure out what to do to get better.
Right, and shout out, actually, I hate to interrupt because it's such a great...
I know.
It's such a great conversation. Right, but we are going to come back after our Hot Sparks with King Sean. So, y'all, please go ahead and tune into that. Like I said, if you haven't, seen the show thus far, go ahead and go to hotwordslyricaltheater.com. You can catch us on there. That is Hot Words Lyrical Theater. And we just, waiting for that to come up. Also, shout out to Marshall Soulful on our another Hot Sparks for the video. Y'all, I'm super excited though to come back, and continue this conversation. I believe it is amazing.
Double G, for real. So anyway.
Introducing the new Apple iPerson complete with multi-touch and volume control. Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? My world is so digital that I have forgotten what that feels like. It used to be hard to connect when friends formed cliques, but it's even more difficult to connect now that cliques form friends. But who am I to judge? I face Facebook more than books face me, hoping to book face-to-faces. I update my status, 420 space to prove I'm still breathing. Failure to do this daily means my whole web-wide world will forget that I exist. But with 3,000 friends online, only 5 I can count in real life. Why wouldn't I spend more time in the world where there are more people that like me. Wouldn't you? Here, it doesn't matter if I'm an amateur person as long as I have a profile. My smile is 50% genuine and 50% genuine HD. You would need Blu-rays to read the whites of my teeth, but I'm not that focused. 10 tabs open, hoping my problems can be resolved, but a 1600 by 1700 revolution. This is a problem with this evolution. Doubled over, we used to sit in treetops till we swung down to stand upright, then someone slipped a disc. Now we're doubled over at desktops. From the Garden of Eden to the branches of Macintosh, apple picking has always come at a great cost. iPod, iMac, iPhone, iChat, I can do all of these things without making eye contact. We used to sprint to pick in-store Blackberries. Now we run to the Sprint store to pick Blackberries. It's scary. I can't hear the sound of Mother Nature speaking over all that tweeting, and along with it is our ability to feel as it's fleeting. You would think these headphone jacks inject in the flesh the way we connect the disconnect power on, so we are powerless. They got us love drugged like e-pills, so we e-trade, email, emotion like e-commerce, because now money can buy love for $9.95 a month. Click to proceed to checkout. Click to X out where our hearts once were. Click, I've uploaded this hug, I hope she gets it. Click, I'm making love to my wife, I hope she's logged in. Click, I'm holding my daughter over a Skype conference call while she's crying in the crib in the next room. Click, so when my phone goes off on my hip, I touch and I touch and I touch, because in a world where there are voices that are only read and laughter is never heard, I'm so desperate to feel that I hope the technology can reverse the universe until the screen can touch me back, and maybe it will when our technology is advanced enough to make us human again.
And welcome back to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. My name is Danny J. I had to get real civilized real quick because that video, oh my gosh. I'm just saying. I'm here with Miss Venus Sublime and Mr. Raj.
Yes.
Raj.
There's a reason why I watched that about 10 times, because the brother is actually speaking dead on the truth. So like we allow, technology has its perks. Don't get me wrong, technology is a great thing, but it's all about the way we use things.
Exactly.
And I think we've used technology in the wrong sense to where we've replaced it with personal interaction, meeting the having the real meaning of friends. We kind of lost that meaning in technology, especially with social media. It's weird how many times people would say, I'll introduce myself to people, and they look at me funny, and I'm like, hello, my name is Roderick, and they look at me like, yeah, my name is... I'm like, you don't know how to simple introduction? Or they're thinking like I'm trying to do something funny, and I'm like, nah, it's just me introducing myself because I'm here with you, and we've been here a couple minutes. I feel like it's rude to not say something to you. Right. So I definitely agree with what, man. I'm gonna watch it like 5 more times.
No, honestly, it's a good message, especially how he brings it, with being robotic and at the end. But I mean, it's real. And as far as the way we use technology, it's crazy, because if I'm literally in another room and my child is in another room, there should be no reason why we're texting and conversing. Literally, if you right in the other room, I shouldn't call you like, hey, can you come do this? Get whatever. No. What happens to? I mean, I'm from old school. Hey, y'all know who I'm talking about. Come on, bring me the remote, which is like right in front of them. But I mean, seriously, we've lost that interaction, and that's actually a personal thing that I love to do when I go out with my friends. They hate me, but it's cool. I be like, yo, everybody take your phones out, put them on the table face down. First person to pick up their phone is paying for the bill. And like literally, I can do that with my friends because, we cool like that. But seriously, whoever picks up that phone first pays, and they literally pay for the entire bill. And it's just a way to get us to, to unplug.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like, let's talk, let's have a conversation. You notice how a lot of people, they don't look each other in the eyes anymore, when they're having a conversation out. Now it's just like, well, I don't really know unless I'm texting you. And if it's like my nephews, they can't stand me, but it's cool because they'll be right next to each other, texting each other. I'm like, what are you doing? No, go, give me your phones, go play, go read in this fundamental, do something, other than just sit there and be so plugged in to where your whole world, like he said on the video, if you don't have your status, or if you don't get, you know, at least 5 likes on a post, then it's like your whole world is, you know, shattered and it's gone, and it's such a big thing. Whereas, what used to be a big thing is on the playground when you scraped your knees from falling from the monkey bars. That used to be the biggest thing. But if you don't get, you know, you got kids committing suicide because cyberbully. What is dude? What is cyberbully? Y'all some trolls. Like, what's going on?
Yo,
it's not that serious, you know. It should never be that serious.
Yeah, but it's become that serious, and so then that's why we must pay attention to to that red flag. Like, we are the ones that are creating that. Like we can't get upset at anyone at technology. We can't downplay technology and say it's technology's fault that this is happening. It is our choices, and it is our free will for us to choose where we give our attention to, you know, and where we give our energy towards. And since we don't really have that sacred space for ourselves that we create for ourselves, you know, we don't really know how to do it for others, because it's more easier to hide behind the screen and connect with others in that way, because there's a sense of vulnerability that you must be able to open up to and allow to be in order for you to connect with another human being in person. Like you said, eye contact is very important, and you know, there's a certain handshake, right? It is, but when you look into someone's eyes and you speak to them, there's a certain level of vulnerability that takes place. Because I can see you, I can see you, and I can see your soul through your eyes, and I can feel your essence, and I can feel where you are. You know, and so a lot of people don't feel comfortable and confident enough to do that, because they don't have that connection with themselves. They're disconnected from their own self to where they feel on guard, and they feel you know, like they feel like they just can't connect with another human being like that to be vulnerable. Exactly. You know, a lot of people lost that sense of vulnerability because of the cyberbullying, or because of all of these things in our society that we deem important, you know, and popular, you know, which is far from the truth. Like, it may be popular, you know, but it's not imperative. It's not important. It's not what is going to grow our human existence.
Exactly. It's not the end all to be all, and that's why I even, you know, brought up the whole cyberbullying and, you know, suicide and all that. Like, if we didn't have the mindset that was the end all be all, you feel me? Like, let's go back to the days where call me after 9 o'clock because my minutes is free, and call me on the weekend.
I know, right? It's so funny.
Seriously,
for real.
You have that connection.
Shout out to T-Mobile for making it 7 first. Appreciate you, T-Mobile.
No, man, for real.
Hey, you really helped the brother out with that.
You did touch on that.
Early.
Because for me, I can't stand texting. Like, to be honest, like, I don't know if, I know that I am old school. You know,
I want to hear your voice. I want to hear the tone in your voice as we converse.
I need to feel the exactly. I mean, like, if we can't, you know, connect, and I can't see you in person right now, I would rather speak to you over the phone than keep texting to you back and forth, because for me, I am a feeling person.
Right.
You know,
Oh, shout out to Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
Shout out to Marco Polo.
Let me see your face.
Right. But no, that's so real.
It is.
The connection, because over a text, you know, you might think this person's upset, and I've done it before. You know, I'm like, well, what happened? Why are you mad? And they be like, no, I'm perfectly fine.
I was gonna say it.
And they be like, oh,
I can't read emotions.
Usually miss a lot of misunderstandings, and I've noticed that does happen.
Because people try to express themselves and pour out their emotions through a text.
Yeah.
You know, like. Books, you can do it through books and literature and stuff like that, but it's different when you're trying to have like a true connection with someone, and you know, you can't really express yourself and allow someone to really feel you without being in person with each other and being able to feel what's really going on with the person, you know?
Right.
And so I feel like it's very important for us to be able to have human connection with each other, because all of these devices add to us all being desensitized.
Right.
We become desensitized, and then we can't feel deeper. And if we can't feel deeper, then that means we lose passion and zest for life.
Exactly.
And if we lose passion and zest for life, then we're dead. It's like we're walking zombies, you know, so what's the point? of connecting? What's the point of being able to be? What are you here for? What did you come to this with? What did you tap into this earth realm for? To do? What you know, what did you come to ignite? What did you come to gift and contribute and to share, you know, and to experience? You came to experience a desensitized life. Like there is no life and no zest, and there you aren't alive at that point.
Exactly. And speaking of life and zest, shout out to actually the Ghetto Truth magazine, which is of course to be determined at a later date in March, though they will be talking about, you know, mental health, depression, and suicide. They'll be dealing with hard-hitting subjects that we all need to deal with. And like, you know, you guys were saying, and like the gentleman in the video was saying, it's how you use the technology. You know, how do you use it? Because we created it, but how you use it.
It's a relationship that you have with it.
Exactly.
Because we have relationships with everything in our lives. And when we have a strong relationship, a healthy relationship with ourselves, when we have a healthy relationship with ourselves first, when we have a healthy relationship with our higher force, with God, with, you know, with the universe, with however you relate, you know, however you say, when you have a healthy relationship with the divine, and then thus creating a healthy relationship with yourself, you will have a healthy relationship with everything in your realm. You know, so it's like technology is not bad. It's powerful. Like it's very powerful. It's very advanced. You know, everything is technology. Of course. I mean, like if you go into your bathtub and you go take a shower and the water coming out and
that's technology.
That's technology. How you washing your dishes in the sink? That's technology. So technology is not a bad thing. It's our relationships that we have with these things, with these beings. Like we must have healthy relationships and a healthy mindset of how we view these things. Otherwise, we're gonna just continue to be addicted.
Right. And you know what? Last but not least, I thank you for this beautiful segment. I mean, honestly, it was great conversation always with y'all, you know, because we the Hot Words crew. But again, shout out to, you know, our sponsors of this actual episode, Vegan-ish Eats. You guys make sure y'all go to 2171 West Florence every Wednesday, and that is every Wednesday, so you don't have an excuse.
Los Angeles, California.
Thank you. Shout out also, shout out also to, you know, Studio Gear. I appreciate my personal sponsors, and, you know, in the Mila group, as far as tonight, if you want to come wind down at Peaches and Cream, it's like a 90s vibe, chilling and relaxing, you know, type of thing. If you want to come out, go ahead and join me. Like I said, we'll be picking 2 winners for the bottle service. And also, shout out to Visions. Just going to throw my plug out there like that. I appreciate the Visions crew. Again, KB, we love you so much.
Yes, KB, we are praying for you, girl. Praying for you.
Yes, we send loving vibrations and healing vibrations.
Yes. Any plugs? Any sponsorships y'all want to throw?
I want to plug in myself. Hey. And shout out to Venus Sublime. Y'all follow me, you know, on Instagram, and pretty much just, you know, get a feel of what it is that I am putting out into the universe, and the loving vibrations and healing vibrations that I contribute, that I choose to put out into the universe, because it's necessary and it's important for us to raise our frequency and to change the way that we think. So what I'm about is, you know, it is about exercising independent thought to where you're able to shift yourself into a higher frequency and not allow yourself to stay stagnant into lower level energies to where you feel like your life is just miserable and you feel like there's nothing to do, you don't have no purpose, no fire, no passion within you. So it's like, so what I'm about is I mirror to you examples, you know, or inspiration to your soul of what can be possible for you. And that's what we all do. We do for each other, because we are all reflections of one another, because we are all interconnected with one another. And what you gift in your spirit, it allows me to be able to grow into my highest potential as well. So I feel like it's important. So y'all follow me.
March 7th?
Oh, also too, yeah. I'm performing at Los Globos. Yeah. I'm gonna perform my new song, y'all, on March 7th at Los Globos. I'm gonna be going on after 10 o'clock. So when y'all go, don't leave early, don't dip out early if y'all come, because I'm gonna rock out with y'all. So y'all come through and come support your girl. Yeah,
absolutely.
You got us.
Hey now.
I want to shout out real quick. I ain't sponsor myself, but I want to shout out.
Sponsor yourself.
Okay.
You are your business.
Roderick the Writer on Instagram.
Yeah.
RD Tally Books is the website. RDTallyBooks.com is the website. Really, I want to shout out to this awesome event we're about to go to right after this. Push Experience LA. Support the Homies Marketplace.
Hey, now.
Support the homies, y'all.
2230 South Main Street. Come there because it's going to be a ton of us vendors. Come network. And it's about to be a party, too, from 6 to 10 p.m. tonight.
It's a party, it's a party,
Shout out
it's a
to that
party.
crew.
Turn up.
Yes.
But now for all of our, viewers